In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of holiday recipes. One is for a side dish, and the other is for a dessert. This first recipe is for the side dish, and it is the classic carrot salad. I remember having this salad a lot at potlucks and things at church when I was growing up, but it's been a lot of years since I've actually had this salad, and I thought this would be something good to introduce to my family and maybe will become a side dish for our holidays. So you start off with 4 cups of shredded carrots. Now I shredded these off camera. It was quite a job, and I've got orange hands to prove it, and there was carrots everywhere. But I got 4 cups of carrots here. I'm going to add this to a big bowl. And then you're going to add 1 cup of raisins. Now, I'm going to use raisins this time, but I think the next time I make this, I'm going to use cranberries, dried cranberries, just as a little twist to it. And then the recipe calls for pecans, but I'm going to use sunflower seeds because Olivia can eat sunflower seeds, but she cannot eat nuts. So I'm going to put most of a half a cup of sunflower seeds. I'm going to save some for garnishing the top. So that's it for this actual ingredients. Now we have to make the dressing. And the dressing only calls for 1/3 of a cup of mayonnaise, which seems like not enough for that amount of carrots, but we'll see. I'm following the recipe. So that's 1/3 a cup of mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. I would use fresh squeezed lemons, but I've got the bottle kind for now. It also calls for 2 tablespoons of sugar. This is a 2 tablespoon measure. So add that. And a pinch of salt. I'm going to use pink Himalayan. So we're going to mix this up real good. Look at the carrot stained my spatula just that quick. So we're going to stir this up really well and dress the carrots. Now, I don't know. It said 4 cups of carrots. Maybe I packed my 4-cup measure a little bit too full. I don't know, because like I said, this does not seem like enough dressing, but it might surprise me. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this in. Yeah, that is not enough dressing for my taste. So I am going to make another batch of dressing. All right, so I threw together another batch of the dressing, the same exact ingredients in the same exact proportions. And I think this is going to be more like it. Hopefully it wasn't supposed to be 2/3 cup of mayonnaise with the sugar and the stuff. Yeah, that looks better. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this put into my serving bowl, and I'm going to garnish it with those other sunflower seeds, and then after it's kind of sat in the fridge a little bit, I'm going to taste it and see how I like it. Hopefully it's not too sweet. So for our second recipe today, I'm going to be making this apricot crumb squares out of this book, and it's using different cake mixes And of course, it wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't change things up a little bit. The reason I'm changing it is because it calls for a yellow cake mix, and all I have is a white cake mix. I Googled it, and basically they are interchangeable. So I'm going to use a white cake mix. And then I didn't have any apricot fruit spread, so I'm going to use this cherry instead. But I think it's still going to be delicious. It also calls for 3 eggs, like 1 whole egg and 2 egg whites. I am going to just use 2 whole eggs instead. Because I'm using the white cake mix, I think I need the extra yolk for a little bit of extra flavor. So I've got my oven preheating at 350 degrees, and you're going to combine the crumb mix, the cake mix with 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and a 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. And I have whole nutmegs, so I'm just going to grate some into the bowl. However much it makes is however much it aches. I'm not going to try to measure it. I'll just eyeball it. That's probably enough because nutmeg is pretty flavorful, especially the fresh ground stuff. Then it calls for 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of cold butter. So 1/4 cup is 1/2 stick plus 2 tablespoons. And I'm just going to cut this up in small chunks in the bowl here, and then you mix it up till coarse crumbs form. Then to this mixture, you're going to add 3/4 cup of rolled oats. Mix that up well. And then you're going to reserve 1 cup of this, and that will be the crumb topping. This is a 1.5 cup measure, so I will just scoop out about that much. So then to this mixture, you're going to add the eggs and 1 tablespoon of water. Then you spread it evenly in a 9 by 13 baking dish, which this is super thick, so this is probably going to be a little challenging. So it's said to use a 10-ounce jar of apricot preserves. Well, this is a 24 ounce. So, oh, I can't get it open. Oh, there, got it. I'm going to use a little bit less than half of this jar. I'm going to put it in this bowl and kind of beat it up a little bit because you have to spread it on top of this mixture right here. Then you sprinkle it with the reserved crumb mixture evenly over the top. And then you put, as if it's not sweet enough, you sprinkle 2 tablespoons of packed brown sugar over the top as well. It doesn't say to do this, but I just feel like it needs a little bit extra liquid on top. I've seen these like dump cakes done before, and I'm just going to take the rest of this stick of butter and just cut it up in pieces and dot it over the top. I just feel like that crumb mixture is a little dry. This turns out I'll have to make the notation and the directions to do this. I mean, I don't think it could hurt anything, honestly. What's a little more fat and calories in this thing anyway. So then once I get all this butter on here, I'm going to put it in the 350-degree oven. You bake it for 35 to 40 minutes until the top is golden brown. And then it's done. All right, I'll bring you back when it's out of the oven and cooled down. So I tasted the carrot salad and it's really very good. I definitely did the right thing by doubling that the dressing. And so this is how the crumb cake turned out. And I'm going to cut a small piece just to taste it, and we'll do it. Give it a taste test. I think putting that extra butter on the top was the right thing to do. It didn't mess it up at all. It made it look kind of more gooey. So I've got a corner piece here. And, ooh, it's gooey. It's still kind of warm. Doesn't that look good? That is so good. And I honestly think the cherry preserves is better than what the apricot preserves would have been. But I think any jelly or jam would be good in this. Strawberry would be really good. Blueberry would be really good. But the cherry adds just a little bit of tartness to it that kind of cuts the sweet, because it is very sweet. But this is super, super good. I definitely recommend that you give it a try. All right, friends, that is it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope I gave you either a new recipe or reminded you of an old recipe or a twist on a dump cake type of recipe that you can use for your holidays this year. They're quick, they're easy, and they are delicious. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll see you all later. That's Bo. Bye-bye, friends.